individuals like yourself, small businesses, and individuals all across the metro area with on-site tech support. And we also offer online tech support over the internet. We can help you over the internet with your computer issues too. Today I'm here to talk about 7 tech tips that will transform your business. What exactly does that mean? Does that mean you're going to make more money, get more customers?
Yes.
Does it mean you're going to raise to the next level? Well, yeah. If you embrace technology and follow these tips, you will definitely see an increase in your business and an increase in the interaction that you have with your customers. So we're all digital businesses. Everything we do in business is digital. The way we react or interact with our customers is digital. So we all have digital businesses. It's a lot different than it was, say, 10 or 15 years ago as far as the things that we do. A lot of us are using web-based email as opposed to desktop email or even snail mail to interact with customers. A lot of us are using social media to interact with customers or potential customers. A lot of us are getting our instruction through webinars and through YouTube videos in order to increase our knowledge when it concerns our business. So we're all digital. So it's important that as a business you embrace what's going on digitally. If you embrace the digital lifestyle, you can build a healthy business. You can see with this little magnet here. I love that graphic. With the magnet, or with your business, you can attract new customers, and you can do it through all different forms of digital marketing or digital interaction. So what tips do you need to do or know with your business? Start off with number 1. Most important is that you've got to keep up with cybersecurity in your business. Even with the best safeguards, your business can be at risk. You can have the best firewall, best antivirus, maybe you get the best IT guy. If you're not using our company, then you're not, it's not happening. I'm just gonna let you know right now, you're at risk. Use Interval. You'll be set. You'll be with the best. But yeah, you can still be a victim of data breaches, cyber crime, and it happens in a multitude of ways. Most important thing to know about cybersecurity is that cyber criminals are now starting to use socially engineered methods in order to attract people to go to the places that they want them to go. A lot of people still think that hackers are still interested in hacking into your own personal computer, and it's simply not true. Just by a show of hands, how many of you remember the old special with Geraldo when he broke into Al Capone's safe? Come on, big deal. What happened when Geraldo got to that safe? Nothing. So that's what hackers deal with, or started to deal with. They waste all this time trying to get into someone's computer, break in and get a bunch of nothing. Because back then, and even now, people just don't store a lot of data on their computers. So hackers have started to socially engineer emails, websites, links in order to get you to click so that you're basically brought to them. Who knows what social engineering is? And feel free to ask questions. If I'm talking over your head, stop me. I'll be more than happy to make you feel stupid and correct you. I'm joking.
Burton, tell me what social engineering is, please.
Oh, I'm glad someone asked. Finally. Social engineering is the method of hackers utilizing tools, phrases, or techniques in order to get you to react to a link or an email or a website as opposed to thinking. So that's why you get the emails that say, hey, I'm stuck over in London. I need money. You got to help me out. And it comes from someone you know. That's why hackers get into web-based emails of people, because they want to get that address list and they want to be able to send those emails out. So, let's say Dee sends me an email and says, hey, Bert, I'm in London. I mean, Dee knows I'm going to tell her this. Too bad, you're stuck. Nah, I'm sorry, Dee. You should have lost your wallet in London. But since I do care about Dee, I'll be like, oh my gosh, what can I do to help her out? And of course, there's that link at the bottom that says, click here to forward me some money. So that's social engineering. Another example are the IRS phone calls. Hey, you owe the IRS. And I know there's somebody in here that owes the IRS something. So you get that call, and the IRS has said, hey, we got cops down the street. They're coming to get you unless you pay us right now. That's social engineering. That's to get you to react into making a bad choice. So beware. So when you get emails, you get phone calls, think about it. Visit sites like Snopes to investigate and make sure that that's not a scam. Call, the only IT company in town, Integral, and ask if this is true or if this is false. So, as far as computers are concerned, you don't have to know everything about computers, and especially with cybersecurity, there's no way that you can know every threat that's going on unless you keep up with it. Guys like myself, we keep up with that stuff. So think before you react when it comes to those bad links. Another thing that people make the misconception of is, oh, my Facebook account was hacked. Now, if someone got into your Facebook account and started sending out email messages with your account, then yes, your Facebook account got hacked because you used a weak password. But what's going on with Facebook is spoofing. So what people will do is they'll scour the internet, find Facebook accounts, they'll steal your banner picture, they'll steal your profile picture, they'll create a fake account, they'll get a list of all the friends that you know, and then they'll start sending friend requests. Now if they hack over your account, they don't have to send out friend requests because they've already got access to your information. If they spoof your account, they've got to start the process all over again as far as building relationships. So that's why you get the second friend request from your friends on Facebook, because hackers are trying to build up your friend list so they can start sending these malicious messages to your friends. So don't say I got hacked. Just tell people, hey, someone copied my Facebook account, and don't accept any friend requests from me. The best thing that you can do about that, and it's kind of hard as a business, is that you only have to make your Facebook account available to your friends or friends of friends. You can go to settings in Facebook and do that. If it's a public profile, it definitely opens it up to hackers so that they can get into your information. Now, the latest thing that I talked about that could start to affect businesses, my tech tips, which I do on Facebook most weekdays, I shouldn't say every because I get lazy sometimes, is voice spoofing. Now, there's two software companies out there, Adobe and there's Lyrebird, who's created voice cloning software. Now, Adobe needs 20 minutes of audio in order to spoof your voice. Lyrebird, the latest software on the market, only needs 1 minute of audio from you. And once they get your audio, then obviously, or your voice, they can do all sorts of things. Because with cybercrime and cyber criminals, the goal is not to steal your credit card information and use it. The goal is to take over your identity. Because, and I've said it before, credit cards expire, but your identity is good as long as you're alive and past that. So if they get your social security number and your identity, cyber criminals can use it forever. The other thing I was going to stress too, and I know I've talked about this, is passwords are very important. Whatever you do, do not use the same password for any of your online accounts. And for business owners, it's especially true, because you're the guardians of your customers' information. And if that information gets out with a cyber criminal hacking into your web-based email account or getting your business data, and word gets out that you relax in security, it could kill you as a business. And as small businesses, you are your brand, and if you are known getting hacked, people aren't going to want to do business with you. And one last thing I want to cover as far as cybersecurity is, for business, you guys got to stop using those free email accounts and just invest in a domain name. Doesn't matter what type of business you have, invest in a domain name and use it, because hackers are less likely to target a company domain versus a free email account. Because even with Microsoft, you've got thousands of employees. But if you get access to, say, a Facebook account, a web-based email account such as Gmail, Yahoo, or even Hotmail or Outlook, you're talking millions. And that's what hackers go after. So they specifically target those accounts because they know they've got millions, if not billions, of people to get contact with. And it's all a numbers game for them. So if you're not familiar with, yes.
I'm sorry, so then they send out emails to that account? Is that what they do?
They have programs that can find every variation of a Gmail account or every variation of a Yahoo account. And they just send them out. The program just says, okay, here's all the different email combinations for each account. And so eventually you get that spam that everyone hates, and it's from a computer generating that, because it just generates every variation of it. And so the hope is that someone is stupid enough to click on whatever email that comes through, and then they infect their computer with the virus. That's the goal. Yes, Andy?
Are those services there's programs out there that you can get to manage your different passwords, and it'll have different passwords and you only have one to remember, but this,
Yeah, there's many different ways to keep track of your
are
password.
they good? Are they?
Yeah, you can use programs like LastPass to store your passwords, and if you install it on, like, say, your smartphone or your tablet or your computer, it'll remember that password across all of your devices. So that way you just have one master password, but each of your online accounts has a separate password. So that way you can keep track of that stuff. A lot of people don't trust that because it's cloud-based, and if you don't, one of the things that I recommend that you do is to use the notepad in your iOS device or your Android device and just write down all your different passwords. Now keep in mind too, if you store your passwords on your laptop or your smartphone, that's okay. As long as you remember the password protect your laptop or your smartphone, so if it's stolen, people can't just log into your banking accounts and do whatever stuff you need to do. And password your laptop, smartphone's another piece of cybersecurity that I would recommend, but it's very, very important as a business you stay on top of this, because if word gets out that you were hacked and you didn't tell anybody, like, let's think of an example. Who's been hacked recently? Think Chipotle is the most recent hack. Now, are you willing to go back to Chipotle? What about Yahoo? Yahoo was hacked, right? Everyone's like, I don't use Yahoo. Well, a lot of you probably do, in the form of sbcglobal.net. If you've got an sbcglobal.net email address, anyone who has Uverse or att.net, that's all associated with Yahoo. And Yahoo did not let people know about their billion-person hack for like 2 years. So are you trusting Yahoo now? Same thing with Target or Home Depot. They were hacked. I know people are apprehensive of going into those stores, and they're big businesses. So keep that in mind as a business when it comes to cybersecurity, because it's very important.
Can I ask one more question?
No, yes, go
Is
ahead.
AOL unsafe too? Like, if you have AOL?
No, you know why? Because not a lot of people use AOL. No, I mean, no, seriously. There's nothing wrong with AOL. Nothing. There is nothing wrong with AOL. AOL is no different than Yahoo or Gmail, anything like that at all. You can use it to your heart's content. Hackers don't go after AOL anymore because you don't have the number of users that they did 20 years ago. Now, 20 years ago, AOL had 20 million users. They were the king, but a lot of people have moved away from AOL. Some people have kept it, obviously. But there's not as many users, and it's not as targeted. Real quick story, and we'll go on about social media. Got a customer, they're in their 90s, and they use AOL. They've used AOL, they've been customers of ours for 23, almost 24 years. And so it got to the point that I hate to say this, got tired of them calling and asking about their antivirus software. Love for them to call for help, but it's like, these people just don't get antivirus. So I took the antivirus software off of their computers. I've got a laptop, I've got a desktop. That was 5 years ago. They've been running 5 years without antivirus software on their computer. They're using AOL, they're using the desktop software, and they're safe because hackers don't go after the AOL desktop software or AOL accounts. So keep that in mind. All right, let's go on with social media. Everyone here uses Facebook. That's great, but you can't sleep on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Twitter. The thing that you need to remember about somebody came in. It was a hacker. And our firewall stopped it. Right, yeah. I didn't pay anybody to do that. Well, you can't build like a hacker in, Andy. What are you doing? We're behind a firewall.
Cute little thing.
Oh, okay. It's a firewall. We're safe. Alarm. But, yes.
What kind of antivirus software, anti-malware stuff do you recommend?
I don't recommend Norton or McAfee or Trend Micro. So anything else you want to use is great. The greatest tool that you can use against cybersecurity is you. anyone who's had a virus on their computer is because you invited it on there. You clicked on that link that you weren't supposed to. You went to that website you weren't supposed to.
Or your husband.
Or your husband did.
Your
Oh,
husband,
yeah.
your kids do.
Or your kids did it, or whoever. But anyway, that's how most people get viruses on their computers, because they went somewhere they weren't supposed to, or they clicked on something they weren't supposed to. All right, so let's go back to our social media thing. Don't sleep on any of the other social media networks. I'm gonna point to this one. LinkedIn is why I am on the news. Twitter is why I stay on the news. A lot of you have those installed on your smartphones and devices, but you're not utilizing them. The thing that you don't realize about social media, and you probably do it yourself, is that people gravitate to only specific social media apps. Some people only use Facebook. Some people only use Instagram. Some people only use Twitter. Some people only use, oh, what's the one that I missed? Did I say Instagram already?
Yeah.
All right.
Pinterest.
That's a good one. Some people only use Pinterest. You've got to target your business at all of them. As an individual, that's cool. You can only sell on one social media platform. But as a business, you got to hit them all. You've got to. Because you're missing out on a larger slice of the pie. One good thing about LinkedIn, a lot of people think it is a resume site, and it's not. LinkedIn is one of those sites where people browse. They don't really interact. They'll interact if there's something interesting on there. But, you know, you've got to realize, I guess I have to play. Yay! You got to realize people browse on LinkedIn. So just because you post something, you only get 1 or 2 likes, that doesn't mean 100, 200 people haven't looked at your post. So keep that in mind. Another thing too with Twitter, if you're looking to get media attention, Twitter's the place to go. A lot of the news stations will make their reporters post on Twitter. And no one really responds back to whatever they have to say. So if you're the person that's liking those posts or interacting with them saying, hey, I would be a good person to talk to the next time you do a story of this magnitude, Twitter's the place to go. Same thing with Instagram. A lot of people are starting to gravitate towards Instagram, and as opposed to Facebook, because it's easy and it's fun and it's light and fluffy. Facebook can get too political. And the best thing about all 3 of these social networks is that you don't have the limited reach on those 3 and Pinterest as you would at Facebook. With the Facebook business page, you get 1% of your audience that actually sees your post. Is it 2?
I heard it was 2. 2% on the business.
Well, I'm talking as 1, man. I'm joking. Okay, 1 or 2% of however many people you have on your business page on Facebook are going to see it. And on your personal page, it's pretty much the same thing. I know you all have looked at Facebook and you've seen posts from like the day before all of a sudden showing up in your feed. Facebook is controlling all those algorithms, and it's based on how many times you visited a person, how many times you looked at their page, what you looked at, so they control all that. These social networks have not got onto that yet. So I would highly recommend that you do it. And if you say I don't get Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Pinterest, don't worry about getting it. Post. That's all you're supposed to do as a business. And you can.
How many of your cards?
I know, that's what I was wondering myself too. You want to sneak another one in there? Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, if you, as far as all of these are concerned, if you look at the posts, they have a wider reach on all of these social networks than Facebook. So please use it, use it, use it. And when you post, don't worry about getting it. Put the same post that you put on Facebook on all of those networks. Any questions? Real quick, when you get on social media, brand yourself. It's cute. I mean, if you're an individual, it's great. You got photos of, I'm trying to think of some exotic place. Costa Rica, you got Hawaii photos up there, your banner. No. And I don't have internet or I would show you, but if you go to all of my social networks, my banner says the same thing. I fix technology. So people know exactly what it is that I do when they visit my social media pages, and it's consistent on all of them, and make all of your social media pages consistent. It's tempting to be cute and fun on social media, but as a business owner, you can be because you're trying to develop those relationships. But the bottom line is, when you're on these networks, you're out there to make money. So keep that in mind. Number 3 is to migrate to business class cloud services. Yes, free Dropbox is fun. iCloud is fun. OneDrive is great, you know. You've got Google Drive too that a lot of people use. That's good if you're just the average individual. And that's what these free cloud-based services are geared for, is for the individual. If you're a business, you've got to pay the money. It's worth it. Number 1, you get the security when you pay the money. Dropbox has been hacked, Google Drive. If you have a friend whose Google account was hacked, their Google Drive has been hacked. And I know a lot of you store important information on these cloud platforms. And as a business, you just can't. You gotta pay for it. You have to pay for it. And keep in mind too, with cloud services, it's not the same as backup. It's just a place you deposit files and you can share with your friends, share with your customers. But never use these as a substitute for backup, unless you want to back up on a regular basis.
About how much is the business grade cost? You said you got paid, and where's that money?
That's a good question. I think OneDrive is like $9.99 a month. I mean, it's can be steep. You know, most of them try to average out around $50 a year for storage, but you get the security, and when you pay for it, you get the support. How many of you have had problems with like a cloud-based email service like Yahoo or Google, and you've had problems, and you're like, well, who do I call? Well, you don't, because it's free. They don't support that. You just use it at your own risk. Same thing with cloud-based services for storing stuff. So if you pay for it, you're going to get the security that you need to get with your business. Google Alerts. Andy wanted to know about this one, right? All right. Use it. You can find out what's going on with you and your business. Pretty simple. You set up a Gmail account with Google Alerts. You go in and you tell it what stuff you want it to alert you about that's going on in the World Wide Web. So if you are an important media person, like me, you can definitely sign yourself up for Google Alerts and you can find out anything that's going on. Whatever business you're in, and if you want to be the trendsetter, Google Alerts is for you. You can put in your business category, and Google Alerts will send you an email letting you know what the trending things are. So if you're developing a newsletter or you're trying to provide value content to your customers, Google Alerts will help you. As a business, you definitely want to be the person that's cutting edge, that's on top of the latest trends and tricks that are out there in the industry. So this tool will help you, yes.
You can always use that for your competition as well, can't you?
Exactly, yeah. So if you're trying to find out what Joe the Plumber's doing, put it in there and find out exactly what you can use it for anything. And I would highly recommend that you would use it for yourself. Put yourself in there to find out what people are saying about you. Real estate agents can use it to put their listings in there to see what's going on in real estate. But Google scours any website out there. So use it. Use it. My favorite topic, YouTube channel. You gotta get one, like yesterday. No excuse for you not to have a YouTube channel. Right? No? Because no one wants to videotape themselves, right? Come on, you gotta have one. Video is king. What are most of the posts that you see on Facebook right now? What do they consist of? You've got pictures and
Live videos.
live videos, Facebook Live, yes.
Yes, but people like me don't watch videos. I don't have time to watch videos. I read. fast.
Right.
I read fast and I don't want to watch videos.
It's nothing against you.
Well, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people don't watch videos. A lot of businessmen have told me the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Depends on how
But I think the general consistency is that, and Facebook wouldn't have Facebook Live or what's the other one? Periscope or video services like that. The vast majority of the world does. And as a business owner, you gotta think towards the masses. So, Trend has shown it. I've seen results with it. Get a YouTube channel. Not that hard to do. How many of you own a smartphone? Yes, come on, everyone has one. How many Apple users or iPhone users do we have? How many Android users do we have? They make a YouTube app for all of those devices, and it's simple. You start the app, you hit record, you start talking, and then you post it, and you send it up in the cloud, and you got a YouTube channel going on. The things that you want to share on YouTube doesn't necessarily have to be about you. Customer testimonials speak volumes with video. You would agree with that, right? Customer testimonials would be great to have on video. Things about your business, things that you're doing in your business, anything in order to get a closer relationship with the customers that you deal with and that the customers that you want to come in contact with. The other thing with YouTube, since it's owned by Google, any video that you put on YouTube is going to have a wider reach than anything else that you put on the internet, including your own website. So keep that in mind. Because a lot of website designers are telling you, oh, we can get you the search engine optimization you need. We can put you at the top of the search engines. You post on the social media sites, you post on YouTube, those are going to fly to the top of the ladder. Case in point, go and type in tech tips for non-tech people. That's the Facebook Live post that I do most weekends. If you do that, it's going to come up with all the YouTube videos that I've done for the past year. And it's not that hard. Share your company voice, connect with people. And I know there's several people in here that I've told to shoot YouTube videos. I'm not going to look at them, maybe later. I'm going to give them I told you so, but it's the way to go. YouTube. How many of you have problems with names? I don't, but I'm going to raise my hand anyway.
I do.
You do? Get Namery. It's a 99-cent app. Helps you remember those names. What it'll do, and I can't use it because someone has my smartphone, but basically what you do is you go to a networking meeting. You meet somebody. You're like, man, I need to remember who this person is. You put their name in, you can put the geographic location that you met them at, and you can make up a nickname about them. So let's do Mike, for example. Let's say I can never remember Mike's name. What rhymes with Mike? Like. Mike's the guy I like. I can use that as a nickname. And I don't, where did I first meet you?
I think that it might be it.
Okay. Well, you're right. But if to impress Mike, if I ran into him like a year later, say, hey Mike, I remember you from Flat 88.9 at Gusto's Coffee. Is that right?
I think it was a few stuff.
Yeah. What? Sorry.
Because they have a number and everything.
There we go. But then you can also put the association that you met them at too. But Namerik is a 99-cent app. That's where the 99 came from. And it's good for those who have problems remembering names, and it's good for both Android and Apple devices. So, Namerik. And finally, stop hoarding business cards. How many of you have stacks of business cards at home? I don't, but I like doing it to make people raise their hands, right? I don't believe in it. Stop hoarding business cards. Get Camp Card. Start scanning that stuff in. They make it both for Apple devices and Android devices. It'll go directly into your smartphone. Yes?
So, somebody hands you their card, then you go home and put it in there?
Or you can snap it right then and there and say, here's the card. I don't need a card. You know? And then you got it. But the thing about it is that once it's in your contact management system, then you can start marketing to them. Say, hey, it was nice to meet you. Hey, you want to meet for coffee? If it's sitting on your desk in a stack, you're not doing anything with it. Yes? You were
What I've
doing
been,
this.
yeah, I've been, putting the person's phone number in, and where it says photo, I just take a picture of their card and I take the card away. Cause then I always have the picture, I always have the business card right there.
Right. You're just trying to think.
You know, and then, I put the company name in there, so if I'm looking for them, I've got the name.
Well, that works too. What type of device do you have?
iPhone.
iPhone, okay.
That's a free after too, isn't it, Virgil?
Free up to 200 cards, then you have to pay a little money. But it's worth it. Because you can snap a card and add it to your, it adds all the contact information in, so you got everything. Website, email address, phone number, et cetera, et cetera. Yes.
And then I guess you could probably categorize.
No. I mean, what's in your contacts, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Not with the. So, then it, I didn't. Anyway. Then we got a question? Yes? Where
I
we
was
going?
just saying, if we use cam card, nobody had business cards, and how we're gonna get the drawing?
Well, the idea was for everyone to use camp cards, and then I'm like, well, since no one had cards, I can't draw any names. So.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it all. So there you have it. 7 tech tips help you transform your business. Stay connected with me on social media. If you enjoy learning more about technology, follow me every weekday, most weekdays. I go on Facebook Live and attack or approach a different technology tip in order to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. So I'm everywhere: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, which I didn't put on there, TV, yeah, so, and YouTube, obviously. So there you have it.
Thank all of you for joining us. We've got another half an hour to hang around, if you wanna hang around and network and visit with people, and we're gonna have